Episode 5, Werepapas, is kind of a weird one because it is simultaneously really serious and a bit darker compared to most of the series, but the akumatization kind of plays things up to be a bit sillier, which is strange. The episode centers around who will become Adrian's legal guardian now that both of his parents are gone, and so he meets his 4 grandparents for the first time to discuss his future. The way that Lord Graham scolds Millie and talks down to her is kind of hard to watch at times. I think it's especially tricky because at the end of the episode it kind of has the classic kids show, everyone apologized and is friends now, yay! But it's pretty clear Millie has dealt with a lifetime of abuse and being told to be quiet, which is pretty fucked up. I do also find it quite fascinating that not only are Gabriel's parents very different from him, but he clearly wanted to erase them from his life entirely by adopting a rich lifestyle, never mentioning them to Adrian, and changing his last name to Agrest to remove all association with them. And it very clearly reestablishes that he was not a good person.
Does that mean that Daddy doesn't love me? Because we never see Daddy.
I thought the sort of tone shift during the akumatized villain section of Ringmaster making the grandpas fight as these wolves with boxing gloves and cartoony weapons was an odd choice. However, it does sort of showcase the ridiculousness of the argument they were having, and forcing them to fight and feel out of control like Millie has felt for decades makes sense for her character. The other thing I absolutely adore about this episode is Natalie being honored as a mother to Adrian. I've always enjoyed Natalie as a character, and I especially adored her in season 5, so to see her becoming a legal guardian for Adrian is everything to me. Especially the flashback to Gabriel returning from his trip and ignoring Adrian, but Natalie stepping in to be that support for him with Emily smiling in support of that bond is so bittersweet. Adrian has had such a rough home life, and to now have a guardian that he can trust is incredible. Well, we'll see if we can trust Natalie, but we'll come back to that. I will say I am so tired of the Sentimonster discourse, and Werepapas did not help with that. The Ultra Kuma for Ringmaster goes into the twin rings that are heavily implied to hold Adrian's amok, and so when Ladybug goes to destroy the rings to de-evilize Millie, she hesitates, looking over to where Adrian is being held, and when the miraculous Ladybugs reveal Adrian to be okay, she sighs in relief. This is because she knows it contains Adrian's amok, but I've seen so many people point to this as proof that Adrian isn't a Sentimonster because the amok didn't come out of the ring when she destroyed it. Apparently, Thomas Astruck explained on Blue Sky that intention very much matters when it comes to the magic of the miraculous. So when Felix, Adrian, and Kagami's rings were destroyed in the times that they have been used in akumatizations, the reason the amuks didn't come out of them is because there was no intention to release the amok from the object. The way it's handled Adrian, Felix, and Kagami being Sentimonsters in general has not been entirely clear. The way it was confirmed in representation was so weird and indirect, and I still see people arguing about it, and I am so over it. Final tangential thought about Werepapas. What is up with the Luca erasure? Marinette's parents and grandparents are so excited to meet Adrian as her boyfriend because
It's our first time being in a relationship.
hello?